Kate Smith as she sings God Bless America.
Philadelphia to win this hockey game. Let's see what the game brings, because up to now, they've jammed them in here at the Spectrum. They're still standing and roaring for these Flyers. The referee tonight is Dave Newell. Bob Hodges and John D'Amico are the linesmen. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Cole in the broadcast booth, and with me is Harry Neal. You're looking at one of the goaltenders tonight. Now, while Hextall is playing in his first Stanley Cup final, Grant Fuhr is in his third. He hasn't lost one yet. He'd like to keep that record intact. This game tonight marks the 47th start of the Flyers' last 52 regular season and playoff games for the rookie Ron Hextall. The lineup to start the hockey game: Lowe and Muni in front of Fuhr, Messier, Nielsen, and Anderson. Up front, Marsh, Samuelson, starting on defense for Philadelphia. Poulin, Sinisalo, and Craven. And there is Poulin on the puck. There's Craven back to the net, trying to dig it out. Nielsen trying to clear it into the Lowe. On the other side, Anderson will roll it to center ice. Flyers are coming out in a hurry. Samuelson is bumped. He does not go down. Got the puck cleared in as he was hit by Muni. Anderson moving up. First shot tipped away by Hextall. Walks the line and misses it. Messier shoved it in there. Oilers make quick changes now. Up to center. This is Craven. Hit it, hooked away by Anderson, is coming back in for another shot. Lets it go. It's deflected at the defense, and Marsh takes over. He got in front of that shot. Here's a lead pass near center. It's onside. Sinisalo's low shot. And that's off the net. Into the corner. Flyers again forechecking. Up to the line. Howe shooting. Oh! Open side. It's centered again. Rolling through the crease. Philadelphia. And the crowd jumping right out of their seats. They just started, folks. Summer takes the shot, and that's knocked down in front of the net and clear to center. What a start to this hockey game, Harry.
It's vital for Edmonton to get by the first 10 minutes. The Flyers are wired.
They're wired, okay. Now Gretzky, left wing pass. Tikkanen shot. Hextall. Another stop for him. Propp on the left side, clearing it through center ice. Nearing the 2-minute mark. First period, picked up by Tocchet, shooting. Picked away by Grant Fuhr. It's out over the line. Eklund, he turns, Fires it in. Eklund talking it Propp. A big line for the Flyers in that 5th game, remember? This is game 6 at the Spectrum. McSorley fired one in there. Edmonton in after it. Tocchet digs it out, lost it. Hextall down. Nearly a giveaway in front of Hextall, but no score yet.
A bad pass by Tocchet in his own zone, right across in front of his net, and it was picked off by the Edmonton player who had a good chance, but Hextall, as he did so well in Game 5, came to the Flyers' rescue. And I think the fact that this was a weird giveaway by a very dependable player, Tocchet, surprised the Edmonton player. And here's the shot earlier by the Flyers, a shot by Howe. Watch Mellanby, number 19. He just can't catch that rebound, or you can see it would have been in. Here's Hextall's save. What got into Tocchet's mind, I don't know. But Puzar grabbed it and shot it right away and hit Hextall.
I think Puzar was as surprised as everybody on the Philadelphia bench.
Absolutely. Puzar did not realize that he's going to get that pass from Tocchet. And Tocchet, in my opinion, if they gave an unsung hero award, they'd give it to Rick Tocchet. 11 goals and 10 assists. Tough, good forechecker. You ask the Edmonton defenseman about that, and oh, how those coaches love when they can hear their players forecheck. Here's a double penalty. It came after the stop by Hextall. Tocchet is so mad he's going to take out his frustrations on the nearest player. It happens to be McSorley, and so we have double penalties.
Tocchet roughing and McSorley high sticking, and the time is 2:15. Off deep in the Philadelphia zone. Hextall had a great warm-up. Boy, did they fire shots at him. There's another one kicked away. So it comes down to goaltending in a game like this. And should it go to 7 back to Edmonton, goaltending again. Of major importance. McTavish coming in, dropped it back. McClellan in the slot, backhands it in. It's kicked away by Hextall. In on the boards, McClellan centered it. Tavish turning and planned on it. Propp trying to dump it out. Lowe was there to shoot it in. Flyers get rid of it to the line to center ice. Sinisalo coming up. Eklund on the move, trying to go around the defenseman and failed to do it. Ruotsalainen stopped him. There he is. Ruotsalainen skating in. Comes in front, shoots, and the low shot just off. That far post. Zezel now. Up there is Smith, Derek Smith, and he's knocked down. A penalty coming up against Hunter, and centered shot, and that's off the arm of Fuhr. But Philadelphia will have a power play. The Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC is coming to you from Philadelphia. The Edmonton Oilers holding at 3:22, but it's a penalty, I suppose, Harry, he had to take.
Well, there are good penalties and there are bad penalties. Here's a good one, because Smith may well have scored. And both teams' power plays have not been very effective. I asked Mike Keenan about that. He says, 1, you don't get many, so there's no power play momentum. And 2, these teams know each other so well, there are no surprises on the power play.
Let's see what happens on this power play. Craven in there, chopped it loose. It's Howe! Hit the goal post. The low shot on the post. Philadelphia, power play now. Howe at the line, can't keep it in. Oilers get it to center, and Howe hit Propp. He didn't see it. Here's a break. Gretzky is coming in alone. Gretzky stopped by Hextall. Gretzky is hit hard now by Zezel. And the puck is cleared down the ice on the left side. Gretzky again. Hextall has the hex on Gretzky.
Remember, Gretzky in the earlier 2 breakaways in this series come in from the other side. Either side works for him.
Poulin now to center, down the left side, roll the pass, and it goes back to center. Again, it's the Oilers, ever dangerous, killing a penalty. Messier couldn't carry on. Sinisalo on the left side is called. Poulin on the left wing, a stride ahead of the puck carrier, and it's called back.
That was a dangerous rush, but a good call by the linesman. And the Philadelphia player, Sinisalo, did a little deep just in front of the blue line, threw Poulin offside. Here's Hextall on the greatest player that's played this game. Certainly the greatest at this stage, but not good enough on this play to beat Hextall. He's partially hooked right there and didn't get much on the puck. But Hextall's got a great ability to leave that right leg there while he takes the stride with his left leg. And Edmonton has been foiled on shooting it back against the grain on the ice about a half a dozen times in this series.
1:04 left in the penalty to Hunter of the Edmonton Oilers. Philadelphia, Howe came close with a low shot. Gretzky with a break on Hextall. He was almost tied up on the play, but he did get in. Firing out to test Hextall. Nearing the 5-minute mark, no score. First period. Oilers, of course, would like to wrap it all up tonight.
They certainly do not want to go back to Edmonton and take their chances in a 7th game when anything weird could cost you the Stanley Cup.
Howe played it to the right side. Eklund coming in. Off the side of the net. Lowe back of the goal. Lowe trying to clear it. Curry lost a chance to move it out. Howe keeping it in. To the corner. Eklund again. And this time, Curry will not make a mistake, and he gets it up to Gretzky. He hangs on to it. Now decides to pick a hole. He's in. Gretzky in around the net. They score. It went in off his skate. There will be arguments, but the referee is pointing. And it's a goal. Short-handed.
Kevin Lowe came from behind the play on the outside. Nobody picked him up. He was all alone. Gretzky went around the net and banked it off Lowe's skates. Now the question is, did Lowe steer it in with his skates, or did it just hit him and go in? And we're all going to find out for sure right here. And I can tell you, Bob Cole, that if the referee had our view, that would not be a goal. And Hextall's very upset at Lowe piling into him after the puck goes in the net.
One more time.
Remember, you cannot guide it in with your skates. If it hits your skates in the normal play, watch his left skate. I say he guided that in. But Dave Newell doesn't, and he's running the game.
And the goal is official now. It comes at 5:02 of this opening period. And Lowe gets his second of the playoff. Gretzky and Curry assisted on the goal. Lowe scored it off his skate. It's in 1-0. Edmonton. Puck cleared in behind Hextall's net again. Crossman back there. And the penalty now to Hunter is over. He's on the ice again. Philadelphia shooting it in there. Charlie Hodge is bumped. Cleared out though. Now there's Nielsen. He dropped it back to his own line. Hodge played it up across the Philadelphia line and into the corner. That is Crossman waiting there. Got it to the right wing. Now it's cleared down through center ice and all the way in for Grant Fury. He started to come out, got back in when he saw Coffey come back. Here's Marsh. A pass right in front of the goal. From the scramble, the puck back of that line. Digging it out. Carson shoving and pushing in front of the net. Poulin got his stick up. Now they're all into it.
Poulin and Coffey were fencing with each other, and they were the two that got the penalty. I don't know whether Dave Newell is going to assess another one, especially to Mellenby, who came in and grabbed Coffey from behind.
There will be penalties. We'll get the official on them.
And out here, Paul Coffey of the Oilers and Dave Poulin of the Philadelphia Flyers. Poulin wanted to stand in front of the net. Coffey didn't want him to. And they fenced for a while, and finally Newell got him out of there.
And he got in there quickly enough so that nobody else got a penalty. Could have happened. They all wanted to go at it. 1-0 is the score here in the first period. Oilers, a shorthanded goal by Lowe. Philadelphia now. Derek Smith in there. Smith from the corner, trying to dig it out. He boots it loose. McSorley around the net for Edmonton. Starting up to the line to center and gets rid of it. Marsh will go back. Marsh and around the goal. Samuelson, the other defenseman, standing in front. Intercepted by Pozar. bit of forechecking by McSorley keeping the puck in. And the Flyers have to dump it to center. Ruotsalainen drops it back to his own line. Hooked high, bouncing right into the goaltender, Hextall. Greg flipped it from too close to his own blue line. Again, through center ice. Edmonton starting to skate. Gretzky taking a shot. Can he ever find holes? Gretzky threw it into the corner, but it was offside. Tonight's game is coming to you from the
three best chances that the Oilers, and the only three good ones they've had, have all come as a result of bad decisions or bad plays by the Flyers. And that is not a good sign, because Edmonton's the wrong team to be presenting chances to.
Howe and McCrimmon out there again for Philadelphia. Down the ice it goes. Icing has been waved off by John D'Amico on the far side. Curry on the boards. Waited too long. Philadelphia, good forechecking unit on there now, led by Zessel. He had the puck, but then lost it to Gretzky. It's kicked in right to Gretzky again. Not often he'll pass in front of his own net, but he had two teammates standing there. Curry, one of them, and he's up to center. Curry comes in, weaves his way in front for his shot. The rebound was set up there, but Howe was on it. Howe's pass to Carson. In it goes to Sutter, who cleared it in at Pure. Hidden behind the net. Now Sutter gets in front. Pure being very careful there with Mellanby in there. He had bumped Gregg. Now Gregg on top of Mellanby. Pure out of the net, diving to grab it. And he has to hang on.
Well, to try and take out Ron Sutter on the end boards or in the corners is like trying to pin a grizzly bear. And Essatikinen was attempting to do it. Very often Sutter's slow getting up after taking a hit. He kind of reminds me of O.J. Simpson or Jim Brown in the National Football League, who so often looked like they wouldn't get up after a jarring tackle and pick the ball up and run for a touchdown. This guy makes a lot of his great plays after he looks like he can't continue. In fact, don't all the Sutters.
Now they played 8 minutes and a second of the opening period. The only goal, a shorthanded goal by Kevin Lowe at 5:02. It's Muni for Edmonton. On the boards with it. Stopped by Eklund. Quick shot by Propp. Saved by Pure. Philadelphia, 2-4 checkers in. That is Tocchet centering it. Nobody was in front of the net. McTavish has it. McTavish coming out. Going by Eklund. McTavish takes a long shot. Easy save for Hextall. Propp for the Flyers. With Crossman coming up on the play. Shoots it from center. And it gets in there. Maclean for the Oilers. Dumped it away. McTavish is up after it. Eklund trying to catch up. McTavish drops it. Ruotsalainen. Nice save by Hextall of that bullet shot. Good hard shot on the glove side. And Hextall again looking very sharp.
And after Ruotsalainen took the shot, he was really given a tough shot himself by Tocchet, who was back checking. And Hextall made a nice save on a good shot with that great big effective left hand of his.
And McTavish had made a beautiful play by dropping it back and then going in to screen the goaltender. But Hextall made the save.
Poulin has handed out another pair of penalties here. Maclean, who raced in to try and grab a hold of Tocchet, who had given Ruotsalainen a tough time. And the Flyers, Mark Howe came on the ice and went right to Newell and said, I'm sure, Edmonton's running Hextall, and if you don't stop it, Mr. Newell, we are going to have to stop it. Here's a nice play, a 3-on-2. Ruotsalainen lets it go, and he can shoot it, ladies and gentlemen, and there's the stop right in the glove. And you can see the Edmonton player, Hunter, trying to dig the puck out of Hextall. And Hextall was knocked over 3 times in Game 5, and he's already been knocked over once here. And that's exactly what Howe's saying. Mr. Newell, you take care of it, or you're going to have a problem, because we're going to have to take care of it.
Hextall doesn't seem to be too bothered. Least of all Hextall. He's concentrating on these Oilers, zeroing in on him. They have one goal, that by Lowe, with Gretzky setting it up, banking the puck off Lowe's skate and into the net. That was while Edmonton was Short-handed. McClellan and Tocchet. Roughing penalties. 8:45 the time. 1-0 to score. Edmonton Oilers can win the cup with a victory tonight. This man and the Flyers want to continue on for Game 7 in Edmonton. Once again, Philadelphia with a man advantage, and Howe will wait for Craven to turn. He comes out in front of his own goaltender and comes to the left side with Eklund going to center. In across the line, Crossman gets it back to Craven. He didn't anticipate that pass. And the Oilers clear it out again. Messier, Hodge is up there with him, and he'll kill a few seconds. Messier from center, played it ahead. Knocked down by Eklund. Eklund back in, Philadelphia. Eklund grabbed from behind, and the puck is tipped off the stick, and it gets out to center ice. In for Craven. Craven dropped it to Eklund, intercepted. Gretzky nearly got a break again. Now to Curry. Curry circles at the blue line. Now Edmonton looking very confident, killing this penalty all over the ice. There's Gretzky again, dumping it down the ice. That's Lowe, who was dumping it away, and then he got hit by Propp. They had a few words as the play continues. In for Poulin. Shoots it high on the glass. Sutter in there. Sinisalo has the puck, centered it. McCrimmon has to hustle in there, but Gretzky lifted his stick, and he's away again. Gretzky to center. Going in. Shoot. Deflected. And it went wide. Philadelphia, man advantage, starting out, trying to tie this hockey game. It's Poulin through center. Shoots it in. Sinisalo coming in with Sutter. Sinisalo on the boards. Lost it. Donnelly couldn't keep it in. It's back to center ice. In goes McTavish again. Nearly got away from McCrimmon. McTavish steals it, and Hextall had to be clever to stop that shot on the short side.
Well, J.J. Daigneault overskated the puck and went right to McTavish, who surprised Hextall with a shot, but Hextall got his left arm on it. And certainly Philadelphia has to stop giving Edmonton these kind of chances if they want to prolong this series. There's the skate over I talked about. Daigneault lost his balance, and Hextall, who had gone down a little early but was still big enough to make a save.
Daigneault was going to the corner and stopped, but he had gone too far and couldn't reach the puck. McTavish saw that and nearly made it 2-0. However, Hextall made the save again.
Well, the Oilers have scored one shorthanded goal and have had two other glorious chances while killing a penalty. And I know Philadelphia's power play is struggling. They better be careful not to give another shorthanded goal up.
9:26 left in the opening period. Propp drops it back, and Howe comes out. Howe gets as far as center. Now Rook the pass in, and Sutter rips it in behind the net. Penalty is over. Tikkanen is on the ice again. There he is, number 10. Coming out. Lost it against Sinisalo and Mark Howe. Coming back up with 9 minutes left in the period. Sinisalo nearly got in. Now he tries to pass. That's intercepted at the blue line. A shot from there. Deflected away from Grant Fuhr. And again, it's the Oilers in. McSorley goes for the net. The shot never got to him. It was blocked by Sutter. Up through center ice. Philadelphia Flyers going after Smith. Slapped away over the boards at the Edmonton bench and hit one of the players, I think, or maybe the trainer.
I think it hit John Muckler.
Live on CBC, the Stanley goals so far. Team at 5:02.
John Muckler's the wounded man on the Edmonton bench, and the trainer is now taking a look at his forehead and patching him up so he can continue the first period.
8:30 left in the period. Daigneault shot off the net. Crossman tries to backhand it into the corner. Got in behind the goal, and then Tocchet goes in after it. Tocchet tried to center it. It's now in front of the net. Crossman coming in from the blue line. Left the hole back there, but Tocchet got back. Daigneault from this side. He lets it go. And it's stopped in front by Gregg. Ozard to McSorley. McSorley just flipped it in. Daigneault hit him as he did. Crossman back there. The other side is Tocchet. Tocchet given a bump. Got rid of the puck, and it's all the way down the ice, and Muni is back. Here comes Poulin to hit Muni. Edmonton Oilers leading by a goal, 1-0, and it's cleared back inside the Philadelphia line. Anderson is up after it. Anderson in the corner, stopped by Samuelson. Craven turn. Got by Nielsen, but his pass grabbed and low. Again, Muni starts to play. Hard hitting going on. Samuelson ripped into his man at the far side of the penalty bench area. And there are going to be penalties. Anderson was given a shot. Hockey night in Canada. Derek Schmidt just did get out of the way from Muni's check. Hunter for Edmonton. Can't get going. Sinisalo keeps it in. Messier goes back into the corner. Messier starts away. Gets loose to the blue line, and now it's center striding in. Messier winding up from the angle, centered it, and Hextall made a brilliant save. There's a penalty coming up on the play.
Dave Poulin is going to get the penalty, I think, and he's really arguing. It's an interference call by Dave Newell, and I don't think that Poulin thinks that he did the interfering. He thinks he was interfered with. As Edmonton came out with an Alabama crisscross, Messier crossing over behind the left winger who poured to the net. You see Messier, now watch there it is right there. And Poulin saying, I didn't interfere with him. Dave Newell suggests you did, and watch the stop Hextall makes here on a shot from about 20 feet out. And I think you have to remember, Bob, Ron Hextall has played so many minutes of this series with his team behind that the saves are much bigger and more important when you're in that position. And we should give him credit for that.
I think you have to give credit to the entire Philadelphia team. They've been behind, as you point out, Harry, so many times, but they have demonstrated great effort by coming back to win, and here we are in Game 6 at the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
In 1987 playoffs, Philadelphia's been behind by 2 goals 5 times in 1 game.
Tremendous record. Well, they're behind again tonight. If that's the script they choose, they've got it. Fiore will stop this and wait for Coffey to come back. Coffey with Huddy, the other defenseman, standing to his right. Curry starting to move with Gretzky. That's Curry. Pushilniski missed the pass. Craven in there. Craven hanging on to it. And again, Coffey will flip it in behind the net. Pushilniski waits there. Coffey is there with him, and he takes over. So far, so good for Philadelphia. Edmonton unable to get in. Coffey nearly gave it away at his own blue line. Coffey again. Gretzky waits. Coffey circles back. Now Curry. Charlie Huddy. Tell you, the Flyers have them stymied at this point. But here's Gretzky. Decides he'd better shoot it in. Hextall. Moved back there, and look at this. He centered it all the way to the line, and Propp goes in with Sinisalo. Here's Propp shooting one. A high shot off the net. Up comes March, pinching in. Dangerous move with Nielsen up behind it. But the fans giving the Flyers a big hand. They're killing this penalty rather well. Shot down the ice again by March.
Edmonton on the power play are very reluctant to shoot it in. They want to carry it in. And Philadelphia lines 3 or 4 across the blue line to make it difficult.
Nielsen now brings it in. Nielsen centered it. There on the boards, it's cleared to the line, not out. Great keeping it in. To Messier, he is checked, but Gretzky is open. Gretzky behind the net. He waits for somebody to move in front. Dumped it in front, and it's kicked away by Messier. Nearly cleared out, still inside the line, though. Here's Nielsen to Gretzky, shoots! And that's stopped by Hextall, the goaltender, jamming the pads on that shot as Tocchet goes in to bump with Gretzky.
Well, I think Wayne Gretzky in that shot, it was a very bad angle and a low percentage shot, and he was hoping for a rebound off Hextall because he did have some traffic in front. Now watch where Wayne shoots the puck from here. With that Hextall coming out with those pads together, he can't even see the end of the rink, let alone the net, and Hextall covers up quickly. You knew one thing for sure, Mr. Cole. This guy would be heard from in this game.
He set up the goal by Lowe.
Wayne is playing his 100th NHL playoff game, and you know he scored his first goal against a fine goaltender for the Detroit Red Wings, Glenn Hanlon. And when I reminded Glenn of that earlier in the week, he said, you know, Harry, I guess I created quite a monster, didn't I?
I guess so. McTavish wins the draw at the blue line. Muni gets set. Now McTavish coming in. And again, Hextall down. It's in the net. Hextall thought he had made the save, but it got by him, and the Oilers take a 2-0 lead.
Well, Hextall did make the first save. McTavish made a nice play around the Philadelphia defenseman and shot it, and the rebound lay in front of Hextall. He couldn't get it. His defenseman couldn't clear it, and I'm not sure who batted it in, but we're going to find out in a minute. There's the move on Mark Howe. There's the shot. And I think McClellan knocked it in on the rebound as Hextall was lying down. But Mark Howe plays the puck here. Watch his stick. And gets beaten. There's the shot. Hextall doesn't quite know where it is. And McClellan has long enough to stand there and bat it in.
15-16, the time of the second goal of the game. McClellan got the goal.
And he took a slash or a high stick over the eye. I'm pretty sure after he scored it.
And Poulin of Philadelphia is in the penalty box.
Dave Poulin gets a penalty for high sticking after the goal was scored. A very unusual and a penalty that this fella doesn't take. He was upset with himself or with the team giving the goal up, and he high-sticked McClellan after McClellan has scored it. Now Philadelphia down 2-0 again, have to kill a penalty off.
Kevin Lowell got them going at 5:02 when Edmonton was shorthanded. Now the Flyers are shorthanded. They cannot afford this situation. We talked about them coming back, but in a game like this, with Edmonton losing the last one, you know that they're going to be fired up a little more. Now, this game started with Philadelphia coming at Edmonton heavily. They threw everything in there. Didn't get too many good scoring chances, but they were in there, forechecking well. Well, then Edmonton slowly took over. They're leading 2-0 now. And starting to move. This is Coffey starting the play to Curry. Stepping to center ice, and Curry going in. A great burst of speed. The backhand shot off the arm of Hextall. Gretzky couldn't pick it up, and Howe's back to center. Howe centered it along the line. Craven has to go back. But Clement now back to Craven near the blue line, and it's cleared back inside the Edmonton zone. Buddy comes back. And he starts away by playing that pass to Messier. Messier and Gretzky come up near the Philadelphia line. Here's Curry again. Curry winds up. He won't shoot from there. Curry played it to Coffey. There's his shot. Kicked away by Hextall. Gretzky nearly knocked it down, but it's cleared down the ice by Sinisalo. 3:30 left in the opening period. And it is 2-0. Edmonton leading. They're coming again. Pass it across the line to Anderson. Backfires. Greg at the blue line, though, keeps it in. Into the corner again and back of the net. Gretzky tried to hit Messier. Greg moves up to give it to Messier, who's checked by Marsh. Hextall out of the net, trying to clear it. Messier again. Gretzky behind the net. Messier comes to the line to Greg. To Messier. To Gretzky. Gretzky in. Tried to jam it in on the short side. Now he's out front. Here's the shot. And Hextall trying to get back up. Nearly had one by him from Greg. Boy, they got away with that one. But Gretzky had Hextall beaten at one point. Nearly had it in on the short side. Now Marsh is moving up. Intercepted. Near center. Gretzky once again. He's flying tonight. Gretzky played it into Greg. Greg is stopped by Mellanby, who went in hitting. Derek Smith trying to clear it for Philadelphia. In on the boards, they hold it. And no further play with 2:21 remaining in the opening period. 2-0 Oilers.
Well, Gretzky's motoring tonight, as you said, Bob, and he makes one of his famous round-the-net plays. And Hextall, while getting up, made a great save on Randy Gregg. Now watch 99, tries to tuck it in here. Hextall won't let him. Watch him put his hand back. Now Hextall's down and tangled up with Marsh. Gretzky tries the shot. Marsh blocks it. Watch Gregg. And there's Hextall getting up, and only halfway up, gets his glove on it to save the goal. Well, they certainly can't fault this fellow. He's keeping his team alive tonight, as he has done so often. And to get down 2-0 isn't quite the game plan that Mike Keenan was talking to me about this morning. And if you're wondering why you haven't seen Peter Zezel in the last little while, he's left the game with a bruised hip and has not returned to the bench. I don't know whether he will return to the game or not.
Sutter against McTavish inside the Philadelphia blue line. 2:20 left in the period with Sutter winning the draw and Marsh, the defenseman, going behind the net.
Got it!
This pass to Mellanby, he was looking back. Low shot, hit the goal post. Low, banging one off the post from just inside the line. Now McTavish turns, left it there. Swings around again to backhand it in. Hextall leaving the net. Dumped it on the boards, and he got a pass away to Carson. He's coming down on the right wing with Mellanby going in. He centered it. Sutter is tied up in front of the net. And McTavish lugs it out to center again. McTavish got away from Mellanby. Comes in over the Philadelphia line. McTavish sneaking his way back. He pulled Samuelson, but then Samuelson got the puck and shot it away. Coffey coming back. Minute and a half left in the period. Coffey, a pass in front of his own net. And it's Hodge coming to center. Hodge with McSorley waiting. Hodge couldn't play it to him. Then lost it. And Howe gets it out to Eklund off his skate. Hodge got back and lost it against Eklund. Eklund in. Eklund waits there. He waited too long. And the Oilers were back to pick it up and clear it out with 1 minute left in the period. 2-0 the score. Edmonton on top. Here's Howe. He couldn't get to it. Hodge was there to knock it away. And Tocchet has to come back. That one will go into the penalty box at the far side. And they call the play with 49 seconds left in the period.
Well, any way you look at it, it's been all Edmonton. 2-0 on the scoreboard, 15-5 on the shots on goal board, 8-2 on the good opportunity chart. And you know the Zamboni may come out and only resurface the Philadelphia end.
It's been in there for quite a bit. You're right on, Harry. And there's Brad McCrimmon. We'll be talking with Ron Maclean very shortly. Our first intermission. Don Cherry will also be along. I'm Bob Cole with Harry Neal in the broadcast booth. And wherever you are, coast to coast in Canada, nice to have you aboard for this game, number 6 in the final series. And with 35 seconds left in the opening period, and the Oilers, in an effort to wrap it up tonight, lead it 2-0. They play it cozy now, just dumping it to center and trying to hang on. 2-0 lead after one period would sound pretty good to Edmonton. 18 seconds left as Hextall comes out of the net to get a stick on it. Cleared it away to Poulin up the blue line. He's upended. Nielsen got back to pick it up. 10 seconds to play now in this period. Muni looking up at the clock. Will kill it now as he goes in behind the net. And there's a penalty coming up. Anderson was nailed at the center ice by Samuelson. And he carried on inside the blue line and then really got it.
And Brad Marsh is arguing here that Anderson high-stick Samuelson, and that's what caused Samuelson to, I think, cross-check Anderson from behind. And Anderson hasn't moved very much since he got knocked down. Dave Newell is now asking Hodges if he saw what happened. Obviously, Dave didn't see this take place. We're going to see right here. There's Anderson. Now, way up the ice is Muni's just killing the period off. And you can see the cross-check from behind on Anderson at the right of your screen there.
They collided near center and then carried inside the blue line, and Anderson was nailed by Samuelson inside the blue line. The score at the end of the first period is Edmonton 2, Philadelphia no score.
The big guy is
Peters and has been an anchor on this club, basically a nucleus of 4 defensemen, but you're going with more now. Why is that?
Well, with last game being a shortage of power plays for each team, we got a chance for the flow to get going. We played 6 more, but we'll see what happens in the second and third now.
Brad, this is your 95th game tonight. You missed 10 to begin the season. Is it physically or mentally demanding to go that long?
Well, at this point, you don't know nothing. You're just playing the games. You're not tired and you're not fatigued. You're just ready to play the hockey game.
What about this game? Your thoughts on the first period?
Well, we're getting used to this, it seems, but it's not a good thing to be right now in the hole like we are. We have to keep digging hard and work for 60 minutes and try and get this out of the hole.
Tell me about your game plan going in. Clearly, you've only scored 1 goal in first periods of this series. That must have been one objective. Why'd you fall short?
Well, we had a couple power play chances, didn't capitalize, and they scored right at the end of theirs, and that hurt a lot. But Grand Fury's made some big saves. We've had our chances in the first period, just haven't capitalized.
How has Ron Hextall changed the Philadelphia game plan defensively? Obviously, he moves the puck. Have you had to adjust to that?
Well, when I first got back, it seemed you're always going back for the puck when it was needless. And when Ronnie's got good control of the puck, we don't have to go back as much for it. And so he saves us quite a few steps. It helps out that way a lot.
And fitness is an interesting story with you. Apparently, it was an injury versus Quebec a few years ago, your shoulder. When Mike Keenan first came along, there was a fitness fetish, and you didn't think it was all that great an idea until you started to get in shape, and I hear now you're almost a fanatic. Tell me about that, if you would.
Well, I've always been in good shape, and since the new program came with Mike and instituted by Pat Croce, the team as a whole has been a lot more fit, and I think it's showed in our play.
Pat Croce, I don't know that much about, but apparently he's done a number on Mark Howe in these playoffs and a few other veterans with the team. What exactly is his role with Philadelphia, and why is he so special at maybe therapy and physical rehabilitation?
Well, it's especially right there. You said it right there. He's specialized in that department, and he's worked a lot with other pro sports teams in this town. He's sure helped us a lot.
Well, the Flyers will try to shape up as they trail by 2 after 1 period. Our thanks to Brad McCrimmon.
Broadcast booth, and the Edmonton Oilers are leading 2-0, and here's how it happened. Lowe got a shorthanded goal at 5:02. Gretzky setting him up, and Maclean at 15:16 made it 2-0. And you see the shots, all Oilers really, 15-5, Harry, with the exception, I would say, of the first 3 minutes of the opening period, when this crowd was really pumped up and had the Flyers going. But if it were not for the goaltending of Hextall, this one could be over now.
Absolutely, and Grant Fuhr, he's been as idle as the presidential campaign worker for Jerry Hart this first period. But let's remember now, twice in this series, Philadelphia has been in this situation, down 2, and they've come back to win. They need to score in this period and keep it at 2 on the scoreboard under the word Oilers if they want to pull this game out of their hat.
At the 20-minute mark of the first period, Anderson and Samuelson were given minor penalties. Anderson high stick Samuelson near center, and then Samuelson, the big defenseman, came back at him and cross-checked him. Philadelphia now will start in a rush again. They do not want to see Edmonton run away too early. There will be no hope, maybe, that the Oilers get a quick one. And they're on the move now. It's Nielsen carrying the puck to center ice. Lowe is up there with him. So is McTavish. Lowe going in, but offside is called at the Philadelphia blue line.
Kevin Lowe, his second big goal of this finals for Edmonton. And certainly goal scoring is not one of Kevin's traits. He is one of the more dependable, reliable defensemen in the league, and you can be sure the Edmonton coaching staff like him more than most fans do because they see nightly the good job he does.
Glenn Sather, knowing full well that this could be it tonight. Oh, we know that this will be the final game of the season here at the Spectrum. There could be a 7th. It'll be back in Edmonton, of course, on Sunday night. The Flyers are coming in now. Messier got back to knock his man Poulin to the ice before he could get a shot. Edmonton, Kevin Lowe drops it back. Now Lowe again. McTavish is there with him. Lowe goes rink wide with his pass near center ice. Nielsen's shot deflected. it goes into the crowd high above Ron Hextall.
Well, it's hard to believe a fellow with Kent Nielsen's offensive talents has yet to get a point here in the finals. As a matter of fact, his partner that came late in the year from the Rangers, Reijo Ruotsalainen, has not got a point in 5 games. I think you'll see this man playing in Europe next year, not in an Oiler uniform.
Faceoff will be just outside the Philadelphia line. Gretzky on there again against Sutter. Sutter won the draw, but very quickly, Coffey tries a long shot for Hextall. McCrimmon backhands it ahead for Eklund, and there's Mellenby trying to get it out and cannot do it. Gretzky has to come back, he centered it. Sutter grabbed it, though, and moved away. Smith is coming in for Philadelphia. Derek Smith bumps one up in front of the net. It's cleared to Gretzky. One man back. Gretzky coming in. Waits for help. Gretzky set it up. And again, Hextall had to make a big save off Curry. Somehow, Harry, Gretzky knows where Curry is. Makes no difference if it's his wrong wing or not. He sees him.
He finds him like no other player I've ever seen. It's a 3-on-3. It should be no problem. But when it's a 3-on-3 and 99's got the puck, we see all kinds of problems. You see the 3 Flyers and the 3 Oilers, and yet Curry still gets a chance. Not a great one, but he forced Hextall to make the save. Gretzky stalls for some time. The Oiler players go to the net, and it's a little chip shot. Just like you're 10 feet off the green, you want to chip it close to the hole, and Hextall had a little trouble covering up. But this guy's got plays in that head no other player has, and I don't think we've seen them all yet.
Gretzky wins the draw, and it goes right to Hextall again. Here's another hard shot. Tikkanen off the net. Philadelphia clearing it out was Mellenby. Back there, Huddy. Derek Smith was upended, coming back. And in fact, there's going to be a penalty from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC. 141.
Bit of an accidental trip. Coffey just slightly hooked Smith. And Smith, who probably felt the hook, decided to take a little stumble. And he went down and got a penalty. This girl here, these couples eating right through us. It's a very exciting game here at the Spectrum. They're going to get indigestion, those two.
There will be more excitement for them now if the Flyers can get something going on this power play. Craven is number 32. Talking to his right, Eklund to his left. Propp and the Crossman just inside the blue line. And we're set. From the draw, it goes in behind the Edmonton nets. McTavish is on there again, trying to dig it out from the corner. And it took a funny hop off the boards and got through the 2 players playing a point. Propp's pass to Crossman. Crossman coming up. Here's Ekman moving in. Can't handle it cleanly. And Propp will have to wait. Now he played it in on the left wing. That's Crossman, the defenseman, moving up. Here comes Pocket. Running in the low. It's centered to Propp. Hard pass to handle that one. Craven now back in there again around the net. Craven is bumped. Stays with it though. Now Craven from Tocchet. Centered it all the way back. Ekman shoots it atop a leg and bounces away. Messier blocked it. Ekman, pretty good skater himself, got back ahead of Messier. Crossman now starts to play to Ekman. Ekman with Tocchet coming in, and on the other side, Propp. He's into the corner for Eklund on the other side. And Gretzky failed to clear it out. Gretzky again, this time, knocked it down the ice. 50 seconds left of the Edmonton penalty. 2-0 is the score. Edmonton, power play Philadelphia. They need one here badly. Poulin's shot is off the net. And the Oilers are going to clear it down the ice again.
Well, the Philadelphia power play got them in trouble right off the bat tonight. As the first one, they had a shorthanded goal scored against them.
That's Mark Howe shooting it in now. Here comes Poulin, pure out of the goal. Poulin lost his stick. Huddy couldn't get it out, though. And it's knocked away and down the ice. Hextall comes out, starting to play back to Howe. And here's Sutter coming in. Offside. Goal at the Edmonton blue line.
Well, Ron Sutter had a bit of a jump on the Oiler defenseman, but the play was nullified by the offside. And Philadelphia seems to have the jitters tonight. They can't make the crisp passes. When they do, it's not received cleanly, and the puck has rolled away from them in their stick handling more often tonight than I've seen in the first 5 games. And maybe, just maybe, they're a little nervous about their situation. It's a long time to walk the tightrope when you're down 3-1 against the Edmonton Oilers.
Coffey is in the penalty box, and he has 14 seconds left in the penalty. So this power play about over.
Here's Hextall fielding the puck, throwing it right up the middle to Sutter, and as I mentioned earlier in the series, he's the one goalie in the league that doesn't hesitate to throw it up the middle. Most, when they clear it out of their zone, put it up the boards.
And there's the score. 2-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers. A win tonight would give them their 3rd Stanley Cup. Sutter allows the puck to roll back to the line. Edmonton killing this penalty very well. Sinisalo is bumped on the boards. Here's Sutter trying to get in. He centered it. And the penalty is over. Coffey is on the ice again. Crossman knocked it back in. Muni turns to the right of Fjord. Puck deflected out across the blue line. Once again, Muni has to bring it up. Shoots one ahead to Messier. At the line, Messier had it poked off his stick by Crossman. Now Crossman had his pass stopped by Anderson. Lowe takes over. Tocchet in watching him. Lowe goes to the far side. Now it's picked up by Tocchet. Tocchet waits. Got away with that. Takes his shot down. It's a high one. Over the net. Propp backhands it into the corner for Tocchet, trying to center it. Flyers trying to get 1 goal here. Get them back into the hockey game. Again, Kevin Lowe. Dump one to the line, and Anderson is away with Messier. Messier coming in, Anderson racing in. Offside was Nielsen on the other wing. Live on CBC. Hockey night in Canada. 7 played in the second period. Edmonton leading 2-0 and striving to wrap it up tonight here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Flyers clearing the zone to center ice. Craven overstates it. Puck over the glass again near the Edmonton bench.
Murray Craven, one of the injured Flyers who came back to play this series, lost 3 teeth in Game 4 here. And he's had a tough playoff.
Well, the fans are starting to feel that nobody is doing anything on the ice to get us back in. Maybe we'll do it here. Well, let's see what happens. Watsalainen poked at it. Forechecking is Craven. And Sinisalo. There's Eklund on the other side. Puck by Dino down the ice it goes. Crossman, the defenseman, turning back to the net. Slapped at it. Sinisalo rolled it to center. Craven tried to hit Eklund, but it was behind him. Now Crossman comes back in, gets to the line, and in he goes. Crossman, a good rush by Crossman. The backhander stopped by Fjord. Ozar slapped at it, gets it down the ice, icing waved off. You can hear the fans, they want an icing call. It was waved off as they near the 6-minute mark of the second. And it's still 2-0 Edmonton. Flyers alive now, though, with Mark Howe coming in. Howe gets set. Oh, he had Fjord beaten just about, but missed the net. Long pass to Gretzky's offside. A close one near center ice. Gretzky had you-know-who, Curry with him, with 1 man back. But it was offside.
Before tonight's game, he told me he could hear the Flyers behind him. He could smell the Flyers behind him. He knew they were gaining on him, but he said, I got the best goalie in hockey, the best player in hockey, and 4 of the best offensive players in hockey, and they'll win it for the Edmonton Oilers.
So far, they are winning. Coming up to the 6-minute mark of the second period, it's 2-0 Edmonton. One of the goals, a shorthanded goal. Both goals coming in the first. Hextall very busy. Shots were 15-5 in the opening period. Mellanby tosses a pass in through center. Derek Smith going in. Zessel to Mellanby. Mellanby just misses it. Mellanby in on the boards trying to dig it out for Philadelphia. Still fighting for it against Charlie Huddy. Gretzky hit a skate and got it back to center ice. Gretzky was pounded then by Derek Smith. Curry over there. Smith ran into him. Bellamy has to wait for Smith to clear the zone. He does now. And the Oilers taking it. Finding Curry and Gretzky up there. Gretzky carries in, centered. It's intercepted. Tikkanen went after it. Gretzky flattened again. Hit back of the net. Philadelphia's Dave Brown on the move. Through center is Sutter. Sutter coming up over the line. Sutter waits. Now he sets it up. Samuelson can't make a play. Carson was in front. Marsh's shot right in front of Brown. Oh, what a save by Pure on the short side. Brown again, center. Oh, they score! Yes! I guess you'd have to say something about Brown on this shift. Carson got the goal, and that gets the Flyers back in it.
Absolutely, and that'll wake this rink up for sure. And there's Mr. Snyder, the owner, and his little girl so excited she's crying about this Flyer goal. Here it is right here, a nice play by Brown. Earlier he makes another one here. Pure gets his toe on that one. Now watch Carson off to on your left side of your screen. Pounds it, and I think he gets the second shot. No, it goes in on the first one, and that's a huge goal for the Flyers by Lindsey Carson.
7:12, the time of the goal. And the Flyers are back in it. Long shot from the blue line. There's McTavish turning back of the goal. McTavish centered it. Oh, took a shot. And it's blocked by Hextall.
And there was a 10-bell save at a most opportune time, because if the Oilers had scored there, they'd have taken the wind out of the sail of everyone in this rink, including the 20 players. A great stop by a guy who looks like he's going to become a great goaltender. Now here's the goal. The Flyers get back in the game on. Brown circles the net, throws the pass through the legs of Lowe, and there's Carson all alone. Pure thinks he's got it, and then looks behind him and is horrified to see the puck slowly trickling to the back of the net.
I thought he had made the save because he made the right move and the only move he could have made against Carson, who was left really alone, all alone in front of him. Now they start the chant for the Flyers to go a little more and tie this thing. But Sorley can't clear it. At the line, Daniel's shot. That's off the skate. Edmonton gets to the center. Look out! Krushelnyski was nailed by Daniel. Well, did he hit him? That's not enough, though. They're in again. Oh, what a save by Hextall. He robbed the Kozar. Let me tell you.
John D'Amico had blown the whistle, but this crowd's so loud they couldn't hear D'Amico's offside call. And they ended up getting a 2-on-1, and Hextall couldn't hear it either, and he made a brilliant stop.
I'll tell you, Kozar didn't hear it because that was set up perfectly, and you'll see what happens.
J.J. Daniel fills in Krushelnyski, about a 25-pound difference there between Daniel, and here's the play after the offside. Watch Hextall, a pass across to Kozar. Hextall gambles and stops it with the back of his catching glove. Now, he can't do that twice in a row, but he doesn't have to. It didn't count anyway. And he's saying, I wasted a great stop on an offside play.
8 minutes and 14 seconds into the second period. And it has livened up tremendously here in this period. 2-1 now. Edmonton, March nearly planned on it, trying to clear it. Made up for it, battled for it along the boards. Oilers get loose, though, in front of the net. Nielsen, and out comes Hextall, another shot. That's not down, and Zuzzle saves the day by clearing it down the ice. Craven up after it. Stopped up the line by March. Messier is in there behind him. Messier cutting it around. Samuelson, he's knocked down. And the puck slides to the side of the net. Hextall trying to hold it. They call the play, but they're all in there now, pushing and shoving. Officials get in quickly and get them apart. Live on CBC. The goal by Philadelphia. Carson at 7-12 for Brown and Marsh. Hextall looking very sharp. The last flurry by the Oilers. Only 9 minutes gone in the second period. One goal separating the two teams here in Game 6. Here's Anderson trying to get loose. Messier with him. Messier was poked at. Sutter takes him in on the boards. Now they're both going to go, I think. Oh, there's a left hand under the jaw of McCrimmon by Anderson.
But McCrimmon gave Anderson a cocoa bump with his forehead, and that's why Anderson came back with a punch. Newell was standing right there and saw it all. I suspect these players will get 4 minutes apiece. Anderson certainly has been the target of many of the Flyers tonight. Now here's the collision where 2 penalties were given, 1 each. They both get up. Watch this. Watch McCrimmon. How do you like that? Right in the nose with his forehead. And I'll take that, but you're getting this. And so I think they'll get 4 minutes apiece.
Anderson with the left hand after taking a shot from the helmet of McCrimmon.
Now the problem is that headbutting is a major penalty, not a minor penalty. I don't know how Dave Newell's going to handle this. If you headbutt in a fight, it's a match. You're gone, and you get 5 minutes. Now whether that can be classed as a fight, I don't know. I think it was an altercation, but not a fight.
There is Newell having his problems with some of the players. Howe and Gretzky are there.
Well, there's been a lot of arguing after almost every call that Newell's called a penalty on, and he's sick of it. And I wouldn't put up with it either. Just tell those guys they play hockey. I'll referee the game, and when I want to talk to you, I'll find you. But don't you be bothering me.
If you attempt to headbutt anybody, I think it's Rule 51 that says you're gone.
Match penalty, but they qualify that in the rule book by saying in a fight.
For high sticking, plus 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. 2 minutes for high sticking, 2 minutes for roughing. Brad McCrimmon, 2 minutes for high sticking, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, the referee gives them 4 minutes apiece, and Dave Newell was very generous on McCrimmon. He got 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. That was the headbutt. And he got 2 for the high sticking. And I don't know that the Edmonton Oilers aren't incensed about the headbutt, thinking, as you mentioned, it's a match penalty. But I'm pretty sure it's a match penalty only when it occurs during a fight.
A rather thin line, I would say.
Well, Dave Newell's trying to let the teams decide this game. He doesn't want to, and he cannot be blamed for that.
Well, it's 2-1 on the scoreboard. Edmonton leading. They're nearing the halfway mark of the second period. Sutter trying to block the shot, tripped up and went into the boards head first.
Well, he tried to take Esa Tikkanen out, and he tripped over Tikkanen, and he hit the glass or the boards with his head first. And I don't know whether he isn't a little stunned, or remember, he's had a bad back, and that was kind of like a whiplash action.
And remember, it's the Sutter. Anybody else would probably be still down, but he'll be back. Takes a look out there, and he says, I'll be back. And here's how it happened.
And you can see he just glances off Tikkanen and goes right into the boards. And what he did hurt was his back. And any of you have had a bad back, you know how he feels at the moment.
Flyers starting away to center ice. Craven moving up. He tried to hit Howe with a pass. Howe stops it coming off the boards and going into the corner. He has Coffey draped all over him. Tikkanen slapped it in behind the net for Huddy. Huddy's pass stopped near the line. Gretzky is nailed by Brown, but Tikkanen carries on. Dropped it back, and Craven was the only player there. Play is called in behind, and there's another penalty coming up. Crossman is arguing with the referee, Dave Newell, but he's going. This is the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Dave Newell sorted that trip out of about 5 bodies that were flying in about a 10-second span. And number 3 Crossman trips Tikkanen as he starts across. And here's the trip right here. And to your left, Curry's knocked down, and to your right, Gretzky was flattened. So Newell had lots of choices on that pass.
Gretzky had been flattened in behind the play inside the blue line down near Muir by Brown.
Doug Crossman playing in his 103rd game, 78 league, 25 playoff. That's a National Hockey League record for one season when you count the playoffs and the regular schedule. He played the most games for the Flyers as they had no one that played 80 games.
Nearing the halfway mark of the second period now. Philadelphia getting a goal here in period number 2. Carson got it from Brown and Marsh at 7:12. So they're back in it. Messier. There against you-know-who, Sutter. Running into the boards head first. No big deal for Sutter. He's back on there again. Nielsen in the corner for Edmonton on this power play to Gretzky at the blue line. Gretzky shoots one. Didn't get anywhere with it. Up to center, Craven. And Sutter is pitching up. But he couldn't get the pass to Sutter. Nielsen turns. Swings right back for Edmonton. Up to center. Around Craven. Messier going in. Messier with Greg at the blue line. He misses it. And it's dumped to center ice by Sutter again. Ruotsalainen pass through center ice. Poulin is there, but he was bowled over by Messier. Gretzky on the board. Ruotsalainen goes back to the other side. Poulin watching him move it to center. Gretzky. Gretzky has to circle a couple of times. Now goes in across the line. Dropped it. It comes near the line, and it's cleared again by Propp. Propp backs up. Now it's chopped down the ice by Poulin. Circling and starting again is Coffey. Coffey to center, racing in, full stride, ripped the shot high. Coffey knocked down, puck in on the boards. Daniel holding Coffey there, and the play is called.
If there is a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final between Philadelphia and Edmonton, there's actually a 2-day layoff, and then Game 7 would take place Sunday at Northlands Coliseum. We will have that live on Hockey Night in Canada at 8 o'clock Eastern.
37 seconds remaining, and the penalty to Philadelphia. The press here from all over North America for this one. 2-1 the score. Edmonton leading. Game number 6. Oilers want to wrap it up tonight. Flyers want to keep it going one more time. Big Ron Hextall gets ready. Face off to his right. Buchelniski tried to whip it back, but it's cleared off the boards. Coffey knocked it down. Coffey to the other side with it. Huddy chopped it in. Gretzky back to Huddy. To Gretzky again. He's got lots of patience. Buchelniski. Back to Huddy now. Shot. That's blocked. Another shot picked out by Hextall. And he ripped it away from Gretzky, firing it on the board. And Marsh shoots it down the ice. 8 seconds left in the penalty. Coffey on the move again. Got as far as center and then fired it in. Hextall can't stop this one. Coffey waits at the line, but it got by him. Slide to center, then it hit his stick and bounced over the boards, and the penalty is over.
Ron Hextall, the Flyers can thank him that they're still alive. A great stop with his blocker on this bullet by Huddy. The Philadelphia defenseman did a good job keeping the Oiler forwards out of there. And then Curry, like only Curry can, picks the puck out of a pileup and gets a good shot on Hextall. Not only does Hextall make the save, he gets the puck down the ice. And this guy has been phenomenal again for the Flyers.
He's had 23 shots so far tonight. Hunter trying to center it. That's blocked and cleared out of the zone all the way down to the Edmonton blue line. Lowe circles there. McTavish through center on the play. McTavish going in. McTavish a low shot and a weak one off the net. He was tied up as he tried to shoot it. Howe slapped at it and goes the length of the ice. This one is going to be icing against Philadelphia. Two players in on the boards. John DeMico in there quickly between Lowe and Tuckett. Hodges comes over to help. This program is copyright and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
Well,
in the first period, Lowe at 5:08, McClellan at 15:16. It was 2-0. Carson got one back for Philadelphia at 7:12 of the second.
Philadelphia's back in the game on the scoreboard, but you know they've only had 4 shots this period and scored on probably the only decent chance out of the 4. And Edmonton has settled down as far as offense is concerned and haven't been nearly as dangerous this period as they are working hard at protecting the lead. Peter Zezel, this is his 3rd shift back after missing a good chunk of the first period with a hip injury, but he looks like he's fine to finish the game, and Keenan likes 2 centers out there for draws in his own zone. He's got Sutter and Zezel.
And Messier for Edmonton. Messier wins it. Back to the blue line with it. Arm saved by Hextall on that long shot. Mark bumped, but he cleared it with a skate. Sutter is tied up. Back to the line again. Screen shot is blocked. Sutter comes down for Philadelphia. As Derek Smith in front of the net couldn't make a play to him. Messier dropped it back to his own blue line. Muni strides up to center ice. Into Messier. Messier shoots it off to the corner. Hextall out of the net. Can't hold it. What's the line and shot? A weak one high over the net on the glass. And Mellenby comes back in there. He's bumped. Stays on his feet, though. Gets around the net. Tikkanen now on top of it. And the puck lying against the boards. Smith and Tikkanen fight for it. Mellenby gets it. Pass to Zezel. Zezel to center ice and coming in. Samuelson with him. Mellenby gets it there and is knocked to the ice. Tikkanen keeps it ahead. Gretzky left it there for Tikkanen. Weak shot. Raised the outside of the post. Gretzky again picks it up. Centered it. And Mellenby was in front of the net for Philadelphia to give it to Sutter. Sutter moving up there. Sutter back to Carson. His shot bluffed by Grant Fuhr. And the goaltender decides he'd better hang on to it with Mellenby standing right there in front of him. With me is Harry Neal, way up here above the ice surface. Ron Maclean and Don Cherry along with us. 6:15 left in the second period. And it's 2-1 Edmonton. Sutter again. He's getting a lot of ice time in the second period. Sutter, number 14. Flipped in there from the blue line by Crossman. Coffey takes over. And the Oilers can't get out. Dave Brown in for checking. Stopped that first play. Now Coffey again. He goes to the other side. Huddy slides a pass to center. Here's McTavish. He saw Hunter open on the left wing and moves up with him now. McTavish poked at it. Goes in after Crossman. Crossman whipped it around the net. Carson there for Philadelphia. And 4 players in on the boards. Hunter, though, gets it loose. Hunter just poked it free. Now he gets in front. And it's cleared away to the line, but not out. Off he kept it in. Hextall missed it back there. Carson slapped at it. It hit Huddy, so no icing as it goes all the way down. 5:20 left in the period. Long pass ahead. On the right side, Hunter comes on the other side. There's Pushilniski. He moved it in there. Hunter goes behind the net, takes a look in front. Saw a man open, but couldn't get it to him. Poulin stopped his pass. And Craven starts out. Right wing pass to center ice. Crossman moving in. McCrimmon tried to set it up. Can't. Now the Oilers dump it to center again. Now Howe is on the ice. And he's knocked down. And that will bring a penalty against Edmonton. McSorley took a grab on Howe.
Well, Howe put quite a move on McSorley, and by the time Howe finished, Marty McSorley stuck his arm out and pulled Howe down. This guy's got a few moves in his hip pocket. Here's one of them. Left, right. I've got to get out of his way. I can't. If you're going to do that to me, you're going to serve 2 minutes. And Philadelphia, who have had very little going from them in the way of offense and skating speed this period, get a chance now with 4:48 left in the second period to tie this game up.
McSorley for holding at 15-12. And the crowd chanting again. Now they're starting to get up on their feet. There's what it's all about for sure. The Stanley Cup. Edmonton needing a victory tonight to win their third. Philadelphia needing a win tonight to send it on to Edmonton for the 7th game. And if that be the case, it'll be on Sunday night, and we'll be with you again for that one. Coast to coast on Hockey Night in Canada. 4:48 left in the second period. One goal apart. Edmonton with the edge, but now Philadelphia with a man advantage. Takadon with Eklund and Propp. They've been silent so far. Here's Crossman playing it in. Propp fell. Crockett went after his man. The Oilers dump it down the ice. Crossman again finding Eklund near center. Eklund takes a step or two, then gives it to Howe. Howe coming in, shoots it off the boards into the corner. It's back near the line. Eklund knocked it into Crockett. Crockett stopping, trying to shake off a check. Eklund comes out, back to the line. Crossman to Eklund again. Back to Crossman. Screen shot. Your shot. Picked at it. And Messier clears the zone. Minute 10 left in the penalty. 2-1. Edmonton on top of Philadelphia. But the Flyers are moving now on this power play. And up through the middle. Daniel making a good move going in. A little backhander off the skate. Eklund on the other side. Tried to give it a Propp. Eklund again against Huddy, and Propp goes over to help. Gets it back to the line. Daniel to Cross. Crossman faked the shot. Now in the corner, Eklund back to the line. There's the drive. Deflected in front. Another shot. Oh, that just missed. And the Oilers trying to clear it out. It was hooked high, and it went over the boards at the Philadelphia bench, and I think the face-off will be inside the Edmonton blue line.
Absolutely. Mark Messier trying to ice it off the glass. Went one pane of glass too far and went into the Philadelphia bench. And Rick Tocchet, who's a member of the Lifeline, that's what they call this powerful line of the Philadelphia Flyers with Propp and Eklund. And Tocchet will be right in front of the net, hoping to screen the goalie or get his mitts on a tip-in or a rebound. Philadelphia's had 3 or 4 good opportunities from the point, Bob, but none of them have got the Fuhrer that have been blocking the way in.
A big traffic jam in front of Fuhrer. Here's Crossman's shot. That one missing the net. That did get through, but it was off the goal. Gretzky trying to clear it out. He gets 3 chances at it. And he finally gets it down the ice. 20 seconds left on this power play for Philadelphia. And Gretzky picks it off again at center. Moving up there. Gretzky shoots. That's blocked. And Hextall out of the net. Shot. Dino, he went down. Okay, though, he's back up. Penalty just about over. With the Flyers moving in with it. Left wing pass. Right in close. And it's centered and nobody was there. McSorley out of the penalty box starts the play. Up the line, Gretzky, but they're offside. with 2:38 left in period number 2, and it's still the Oilers by 1 goal.
Marty McSorley was one step too quick over the blue line on a very dangerous play. J.J. Daigneault coming off a broken foot. Shows you how long the playoffs are. You can break your foot and get back into them. He made a giveaway, and then he felt so bad about it, he said, I better block the shot. And he blocked quite a hard shot from 99. It's very difficult to be Daigneault in this situation. You're out for 6 weeks in the playoffs, and you come back to play the last week. You know, the Flyers have had 3 fellas break bones early in the playoffs. All of them healed, and are now playing late in the playoffs. Let me tell you something about the length of the playoffs.
Center ice is Gregg to flip one into the Philadelphia zone. Hextall didn't see the player coming up behind him. He got rid of it in time, though. At the line now, Gregg's shot. That was deflected in front of the net, but it missed the goal. And the Flyers clear it down the ice. 2:15 to play in period number 2. Edmonton, a 1-goal lead. Hozar's right wing pass. McSorley stops there. Flipped it ahead. Out of the net again is Hextall. He's the extra man back there, no question about it. Starts his play. Up to center is Mellanby. Mellanby moving in, putting on the brakes. Now the shot. Your blocked it. It's centered, though, and Gregg was standing there. Flipping it out. Hozar was nailed before he could move. He was hit by McCrimmon. There's a break with Carson. He didn't get too far. Lowe managed to hook it away from him. Here he is again. That shot not missing by much. Samuelson shot, and Fuhr scrambling from his knees. Got his glove on it with Dave Brown in there again. You remember, Harry, the last big shift he had set up a goal. He helped to set it up, no question about it. And here he is again.
Grant Fuhr made 2 big stops, and Kevin Lowe made a heads-up defensive play to foil a possible breakaway by the Flyers. Here's one of Fuhr's saves right here. Puck comes over against the boards. There's a shot from the point by Samuelson, and there's quite a mob. And I think Carson got a stick on that one, too. Fuhr made the save and covered up. He hasn't had a lot to do, Grant Fuhr, but you make one mistake in a 1-goal game, and it may go to Game 7. And I talked to Grant before the game, and he said, I love hockey, I love the playoffs, but I don't want to play Sunday night.
He wants to get back on the golf course. He mentioned to me before the game, if we keep playing too much 4, my handicap is going to get up to 10 somewhere. Kevin Lowe will be along to chat with Ron Maclean in our second intermission.
Kevin Lowe's playing the best game I've seen him play in the playoffs this year tonight.
Zezel now against Messier. Big face-off. Messier winning the draw to Lowe. Sinisalo's on top of him, though. In the corner, Zezel takes his time. Now he backhands it over in front. And Lowe got it up to Anderson. He gave it to McTavish. Anderson crisscrossing the other way and on the move coming in. Got the line and then got hit by Marsh. Samuelson back in the net. McTavish can't stop him. Craven takes it for Philadelphia. Comes up with Zezel and Sinisalo. 7 minutes left in the period. A pass back at the line, grabbed by Anderson. He moves back in. Anderson winding up, and the slap shot is deflected into the crowd. Well, they're playing for the Stanley Cup here tonight in this series. 25 teams will be competing for the Little Stanley Cup in the Canadian Special Olympics 1987 International Floor Hockey Tournament at the Varsity Arena in Toronto, June the 3rd to the 6th. The tournament opens at 7:30, June the 3rd, with the first ever Ontario Police Torch Run. The tournament deserves your support.
I think you'll see for sure the same effort at Varsity Arena as we're seeing here at the Spectrum tonight. And the champion will feel just as good that night as the champion will tonight.
You have got that right. But competing is the big thing. And boy, do they compete. And boy, oh boy, do they love it. June 3rd to the 6th.
And a lot of National Hockey League players coach in that tournament.
Coffey from the blue line. Flipped one in there. Hextall out of the net. 45 seconds left in the period. Puck gets across the line to center ice. Edmonton shooting it back in. Now Hextall takes a look at the clock. Looks at everybody coming on. and then makes a play. That's not a bad play to Tocchet. 30 seconds left in the period. And the Flyers get the puck down there, but Coffey was standing in front. Tocchet was there, knocked him down. Now they get what they want, a face-off in the Edmonton zone with only 21 seconds left. Coffey slow getting up, being bumped from behind.
Coffey played Game 5 with the flu and felt anything like playing hockey. Perhaps that's why he didn't play a lot near the end of the game when Edmonton was trailing and attempting to catch up. In that situation, this guy usually logs all kinds of minutes. He's looking a lot better tonight, and he's good for 4 or 5 of those patent rushes every night, and more often than not, a good chance results. I know he scares the life out of the defensemen who are playing the forward line in the rush, because when that jet comes out of the clouds, you can't catch him.
Philadelphia with Sutter on there again against Messier. Messier winning that draw. Tocchet went behind the net trying to intercept the pass, but it gets back to center with 15 seconds to play in the period. Howe drags it all the way back, now gives it to Sutter. He just gets it to the line and not out. Tocchet backhands it across the line. 5 seconds left as Propp tries a long shot that Fjord got the blocker on. And that's the end of the second period. And the score at the end of the second period is Edmonton 2, Philadelphia 1.
The big guy is at it again.
That's right. Truck deals galore at Jim K. Lincoln Mercury. 3.9% finance or $750 cashback on all Ford Ranger pickups. 3.9% finance or $750 cashback on all Bronco 2s. And 3.9% finance or $750 cashback on all Ford F-Series trucks with manual transmission. This offer is for a limited time only. 3.9% finance or $750 cashback.
Capital City's Comic and Card Convention is coming up fast, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Just about every superhero and villain in the universe will be there. Over 130 tables of comics and cards. Come down and meet hockey great Bobby Hull in person, and there's still artists from today's hottest comics. Admission's just $3, $2.50 for students, with $1 going to Rotel. Capital City's Comic and Card Convention, June 7th, 11:30 till 5, in Salons A and B of the Civic Center. Make a superhuman effort to be there.
If your hair is thinning, the Smart Hair Care Center is for you. Smart is a network of hair care centers with the most effective hair loss treatment program available. If you're accepted into our program, your results are assured. In fact, we are so confident, we have an exclusive written money-back guarantee. If after 90 days you're not satisfied that your hair is fuller and thicker, all money paid will be cheerfully refunded. You have nothing to lose. For a free consultation with no obligation, call Smart.
War veteran who built the Toronto Maple Leafs into a hockey powerhouse. So it's only fitting that the coveted trophy that bears the Smythe name be awarded each year to the MVP of the Stanley Cup playoffs. These are the best of the best. The first winner in 1965 was Montreal's elegant center Jean Beliveau, who led Montreal to 10 Stanley Cups in his 17-year career. The following year, Roger Crozier, goaltender, Detroit, became the first player on a non-Stanley Cup winning team to capture the award. The last time the Leafs won the Cup, 20 years ago, center Dave Keon added the Smythe Award to his trophy case, one that already included the Calder and the Lady Byng. Veteran goalie Glenn Hall of St. Louis was the first player from an expansion team to win the award. He was playoff MVP in 1968. Bobby Orr's arrival in Boston signaled the beginning of a new era for the Bruins, with Stanley Cups in 1970 and again in 72, and both times Orr skated off with the Conn Smythe Trophy. Orr might have won it in 71 as well if it hadn't been for Montreal goalie Ken Dryden, who won the Smythe after playing just 6 regular season games, and a year before he won the Rookie Award. In the mid-70s, another goalie, the Flyers' Bernie Parent, led the Broad Street Bullies to consecutive Stanley Cups. Parent became the first player to win back-to-back Smythe trophies. In 1976, Reg Leach of the Flyers, with a record 19 goals, became the third player on a non-winning Cup team to win the award. And in 1979, winner Bob Gainey was acclaimed as one of the few players ever to dominate a playoff series with his defensive play. In 1980, Brian Trottier was the Smythe winner as he led the New York Islanders to the first of 4 straight Stanley Cups. A year later, the Isles traded for Butch Goring, and he became a Smythe Trophy winner. In 1982, Mike Bossy scored 17 playoff goals, including the Cup winner, and his name was added to the list. While battling Billy Smith took the award in 1983 as the Isles made it 4 in a row. Mark Messier won the award in '84 as the Oilers tasted victory for the first time, and 2 seasons ago, Wayne Gretzky set a playoff scoring record of 47 points, and he became the proud possessor of the Smythe Trophy. In last year's playoffs, a 20-year-old rookie goaltender, Patrick Waugh, became the youngest winner in the 22-year history of the prestigious trophy. As for the 1987 candidates, Ron Hextall would like to cap an outstanding rookie season by winning the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe Award. He's looking a bit like a graduate of the Billy Smith School of Goaltending here, and Hextall needs 2 more.
3 in this final game at the Spectrum in Philadelphia for this year. The Edmonton Oilers want to win it all tonight and end it all tonight. Philadelphia Flyers want to go on for that next game, that big 7th game in Edmonton. In the second period, Carson got the Flyers a little closer to extending the series. Brown and Marsh assisted on the goal at 7-12. And the 2 periods shot total 24-13 for the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, this is the heartbreak hill of the Stanley Cup Marathon, and 20 players are not going to reach the top, Bob, but we don't know which 20 yet.
Third period underway. Puck cleared in. Here's a penalty right off the bat to the Edmonton Oilers. Craven was upended, going for the puck inside the blue line. And Messier goes.
Messier's trying to explain his way out of it. I think he's pleading accidental, but he's going to get nowhere with Dave Newell. And the Philadelphia Flyers could ask for nothing better than to get a start at the third period behind by 1 on this penalty right here. It looked like a harmless hook, but when the ice is fresh, you slide a lot farther, and the hook looks much more serious.
Look at the time. Just 9 seconds into the third period. And that gets the crowd on its feet again. They sense it. This is their chance.
The Flyers are 0 for 4 on the power play, which is a bad sign, but it might mean they're due for a goal. Let's see.
Now from the blue line, it's a good shot. And Fjord has to make an excellent save to keep that one out. Into the corner, Eklund. He steps in front, passes. It'll get out over the line as it was deflected in front of Grant Fjord. Now all the way back watching Gretzky in there. Now Eklund, anyhow, has Howe on the left. And he didn't play it to him. Howe was flying on the left side, and Eklund held on to it, offside.
Well, this line, this lifeline, especially this fellow Eklund, has not been very prominent tonight offensively. I don't think any Flyer line has had much going for them. But now's the time Mike Keenan here, who for the first time in the playoffs is beginning to look a little disheveled. It's been a long haul for him, fighting through numerous injuries, all kinds of lineup and line changes, and he and his team should be credited for getting this far, and they're not out yet.
Howe and Crossman are the 2 defensemen. Eklund misses this pass, chasing it after it. Curry got a piece of him. Howe again lays it back to his own blue line. Oilers have been killing the penalties tonight. Great style. Here's Howe now. Takes a shot. A hot shot, but it was right at Fjord. The goaltender didn't have to move. He had the angle perfectly.
Mark Howe, who may have the best wrist shot in the National Hockey League, let one go from 40 feet out, but it was right at Grant Fuhr. And as you said, Fuhr was well out of his net to cut the angle down. And you can't let this guy shoot from inside that 40-foot mark, or he'll sneak one by you. And here's how. He's got the defense backed in, you see, and he lets it go. It's right at Fuhr, who's way out beyond the top of the new crease, as well as the old one.
A minute gone in the period. So 109 left in the penalty. There's McTavish in there against Zessel. Zessel 25. And we're set to go. Puck dropped in. Kevin Lowe behind the net. Clears it to the line. Not out. Propp kept it in there. Zessel into the corner with it. It's centered. Fuhr had been moving the other way. But luckily, he could reach out with a stick to stop it. It was kind of deflected coming out. Looked like a pass, but then it got too close to the net.
And Craven fell on the puck, so the face-off will come outside the Edmonton zone. And Philadelphia has yet to get a real good scoring opportunity on Grant Fuhr. And should they ever score in this power play, what a last 18 minutes we'd enjoy here at the Spectrum.
2-1. Edmonton, game number 6. Oilers can win it tonight. Flyers getting that goal in the second period from Carson are close. And they're still on this power play. Will be for another 55 seconds. Once they score, of course. Well, there's another penalty. Down the ice it goes.
A year-long problem for the Flyers is staring them in the face again. They have trouble winning draws, especially on the power play.
Maclean flipped it to the right. Craven along the boards, dropped it, but right to McTavish, and he wastes no time in clearing it down the ice. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Again, Maclean tipped it to center. Turns out to be a good play for Sinisalo, who goes in. Maclean now to shot. Oh, he ripped it wide. Flipped out into the center ice zone. Hurry was upended. Philadelphia trying to get it in there one more time. Down goes Messier, and Hunter's with him. Hunter centered it. Messier on the ice again as the penalty is over. Now to the line, and Messier once more takes a pass. Goes in, shoots, put it right on. Hextall makes the save from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Ball with Harry Neal, Ron Maclean, and Don Cherry of the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Hockey Night in Canada bringing you Game 6. And the should it go to 7 games will be there too Sunday night in Edmonton. It's 2-1 now. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the third period. Oilers on top. They're in a tough spot, Harry. Whether they should try to hang on to one. I know they won't do that, but, you know, it's there in their minds. It's a low shot that just misses off the stick of Nielsen. Messier bumped in the corner, kicks it loose. In back of the net, Samuelson. Again, tied up by Anderson. Flyers get it up on the right to Sinisalo. He jams on the brakes and flips it into Sutter behind the net. He's tied up. Puck comes to the side of the goal. And the Oilers get it out. Nielsen to center ice. Anderson on the play. Gets loose. Anderson shoots. High shot. Lumped by Hextall. And the Flyers get it up to center again. Sinisalo flips it in, and Philadelphia want to make changes. Uni around the net for Edmonton. Starting out, Anderson was nailed at the blue line by Mellenby. Flyers get it in there again. There's McSorley going back. Mellenby after him and bumped him on the board. Puck cut by McCrimmon to center. Howe to McCrimmon again. To Derek Smith. Smith can't go in. He couldn't handle the pass. Uni comes back to take it away from Fuhr. Again, bumped by Mellenby. But the Oilers get it out. Koszalniski shoots it from center ice. Hextall taking a look. Sizing it up and sees Smith at the line. Got it to him. It came out. Huddy fired it back in. They're offside. Live on CBC Hockey Night. And they're called to play. By the way, John D'Amico may be doing his last game as an official in the National Hockey League. He is considering retirement this year.
He will be sorely missed by players, coaches, and fellow officials.
Anderson steals the puck, throws it back of the net, gets it again. Once more centered, and a weak shot just wide to the far side by Ruotsalainen. Samuelsson ripped the high one off the glass, and he gets it down the ice. Icing waved off. Nearing the 5-minute mark, Anderson again starts from in front of the net. He's knocked down. And the coaching staff of the Oilers standing up. They wanted a penalty call. Oilers starting deep, taking his time to watch the line, and he sees nobody open, but gets rid of it cleanly down the ice. Perfect weight. No icing.
Only an ex-curler would pick that one out, Bob.
Raw weight. Right to the 1-foot. Back to the goal. That's Samuelsson. Brown at the blue line. Open on this side is Craven. But now he's not open. He has two Oilers on top of him quickly. He had a chance to break in. How now? Sutter is still inside the line. He and Lowe are really going at it. Play continues now, and on the boards, it's called. And no penalties. 2-1. Lowe and Sutter were really going at each other and behind the play, and nobody saw them. Play had shifted well out into center ice. Zessel wins the draw, gets up over the line, then is tied up. And the Oilers dump it to center. Following up on the play, Krushelnyski flipped it off to the corner. Mellanby gets back for Philadelphia. Eludes a check, starting the play to Derek Smith, going down the left side. And Smith is tied up by Hunter. Tries to shake off that check and go in. He's in there with Zessel, but the puck bounced away from Zessel. And Edmonton clears it into center ice. Crossman to the far side. It's backhanded in by Mellanby. Oilers trying to dump it out. Mellanby reaching up to knock it down, but now Krushelnyski gets away. He's dumped by Mellanby. Hunter just rolls a soft one into the corner. The two teams are changing as the play goes on, and they're nearing the 7-minute mark of the third period. 2-1. Edmonton leading. Ekman tapped it in there. There goes Propp chasing it. Up in the corner, made the right move, and now Ekman on this side. Had it stopped by Curry, and Curry dumps it out of his own zone and down the ice.
Well, Edmonton are certainly in a prevent defense, and should Philly score, it may be tough for Edmonton to get the momentum back to win this game.
McTavish leads the rush. Got a pass in, and a nice save by Hextall on that very quick shot by Curry. That was a big save. Allowing Tucker to start Propp again. Propp coming in. Nearly got in. Here's Howe. Shoots. That's deflected off his stick in time. And it's into the crowd. The NHL Awards Banquet. Celebration of Excellence. Hosted by Alex Trebek. Coming up June the 10th. From 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern Time on CBC television. That should be one heck of an evening. Very glittering evening. 2-1. One goal separating the Flyers from extending the series and the Oilers from winning the Stanley Cup tonight. 7:15 gone in the third period. Lowe flipped one down on the left wing. That's Samuelsson backing up. He has to watch Anderson. These two have it going all night. There's Sinisalo. He's bumped by Messier. Craven couldn't stop the rush. Near center, Marsh takes a hit. Slides the puck into the Edmonton zone, though. Messier stops and then ripped it on the boards in the corner. There's Anderson and Samuelsson again, grabbing each other. Play call. Stanley Cup playoffs return in a moment. And now this face-off to the left of Fuhr. They've come up to the 8-minute mark, as you see, in this third period. Edmonton hanging on to that one-goal lead. Zessel wins the draw. Derek Smith had a chance for a shot, but it bounced away from him very quickly. Backhanded in by Krushelnyski. Crossman dumped it on the boards to Zessel. Zessel's pass, and that hit a leg and bounced it over the line. And it's offside. They didn't think so. These 18,000 or more. It was close.
Mr. Hodges from 83 feet away, with no one in his way, made the call. And for Edmonton, it was a good call because J.J. Daigneault would have got into a good scoring position had that puck not been called offside. And our great guys in the truck got it as usual. You be the judge. Did it get out? No, it didn't. But the linesmen don't have that replay.
Zessel won the draw. Right to the net. North stopped it and started to play. Then it's cleared down the ice. Coming up to the 9-minute mark of the third. Zessel now will race in there against Ruotsalainen. Icing waved off. Ruotsalainen got a play started. Sorley was dumped as he tried to get going. Hextall ripped one on the glass. It's still inside the line. 3 Oilers are in there. Daigneault got a piece of his man. Now it's flipped to center. Ruotsalainen takes a look. From the line, he'll dump it in. Hextall scooping it up for Crossman. Gretzky out there to watch him. Ekman flipped it to Propp. Pocket will circle at center. The pass going behind him. Now he shoots it in. On the other side, Eklund and Propp. Propp holding it on the boards. Now it's centered and dumped out over the line and back in again. Lowe will shoot it out to Curry. Curry flipped it down to McTavish, who gallops in there against McCrimmon. He slapped at it. Curry missed it. And Eklund turns. Down to center, McCrimmon. McCrimmon and Tocchet go after it. Propp up on the play. Here is Propp. Going back to the net. He centered it. And that's as close as they'll come without scoring. It went up high, and Fuhr, going down, reached up. He looked cool enough, and he caught it.
The gymnastics display on this stop. Now watch the puck go up in the air behind Fuhr. And he reaches back and catches it. And I think that puck would have landed inside the line, and who knows which way it's going to bounce if it lands on the line.
That was a great save by Grant Fuhr. Sutter might be waved out. He's moving around. No, he's coming back in. He's here against Messier. Messier winning all the face-offs, I think, tonight. He won that one. Edmonton moving up. They lead by a goal. Anderson and Samuelson bump again. There's Messier on the puck like a bullet. But his pass is stopped by Poulin. Down to Sinisalo. He gets across the line. Sinisalo left it there. Sutter for Poulin behind the net. Huddy on top of him. And the Oilers are going to clear. Now they're at the halfway mark of the third period. Samuelson backing up. Shoots it away. Messier stopped it. Feeds a pass into Nielsen. He shoots. And he misses on the short side. Nielsen set up. There he is in front again, but he missed this pass. Into the corner. That is Gregg, but Samuelson, the other defenseman there for Philadelphia, gets it ahead to Marsh. Marsh is stopped near center ice. Marsh again staying with it, but McSorley takes over. Flipped it up to the Philadelphia line, and Smith starts Samuelson. Rink wide pass, nobody there for that one. Smith couldn't catch up to it, and Hunter starts to play ahead. Pushilniski going in, takes a look, slides it in there in front of Hextall. McSorley is stopped. Daigneault on top of him in the corner. Flyers trying to get it out. Hunter stopped his man. Mellanby on the board. Now Samuelson finds Daigneault. He had trouble, but hooked it up to center ice. McSorley shoots it back in with 9 minutes remaining in the third period. 2-1. Edmonton here in game 6. Daigneault moving up on the play. Can't get there in time. McTavish is stopped. McCrimmon coming in. McCrimmon lost it at the blue line. There's McTavish wheeling away. for the Edmonton Oilers. McTavish sliding one into the corner. And Eklund is back there around the net for Philadelphia. Tocchet on the ice. Tocchet's pass to Propp. Propp bounces one into Fuhr. No chances going down to one knee. Now look at Coffey start out. Long pass finding Gretzky. And he's up there with him. Coffey coming in. And Hextall made the save. He looked behind. He thought Coffey had the far side. Maclean didn't
say they're certainly not long enough for Mike Keenan. The Philadelphia 6 defensemen dressed tonight have all been acquired by trade. None of them were Philadelphia draft choices. And they're one of the better defense brigades in the league. So I guess it shows you, if you want to have a good team, you're going to have to draft properly and make some good deals.
Do it all is what you have to do. We have two fine teams here. Edmonton leading the series, can win the cup tonight. Probably a little more talent. That could be an understatement than Philadelphia. But Philadelphia, a gutsy hockey team. What with their injuries, what have you. Being behind, they come back, tie, and then win games. And they're still alive in a hunt for the cup this year. It's 2-1 Edmonton. 7:40 remaining in the third period. Puck jumped to center ice and up to the Philadelphia line. Hold it. In behind the play, that's Zezel, who was nailed on the boards.
Glenn Anderson was taken out by Zezel. And at the time, Anderson either hit him with an elbow or a high stick. And what if this was a 5-minute penalty, which it will be if Zezel, in fact, is cut. The referee has no choice. If he's called a 2-minute penalty and the player's cut, it becomes a 5-minute automatically. And it's high sticking is the penalty. But Zezel can't produce enough blood to get 5 minutes.
We might see what happened exactly. Zezel and Anderson.
Well, Glenn Anderson's a careless guy with a stick. That's a known fact around the National League, and you can see that without a lot of maliciousness, but with a gentle reminder, he gave Zezel a little comb with his stick.
And it's a minor penalty to Anderson. Nevertheless, another big chance for Philadelphia, and that gets the crowd up once more.
There's the Philadelphia owners. Mr. Snyder, the gray-haired fellow on the left, and Jay Snyder, the short little guy on the right. And they certainly can't complain with 13 home games in the playoffs. That's worth $4 to $5 million to the Philadelphia Flyer organization.
It's been a big year. And as we keep saying, not over yet. 7:39 remaining in the third period. Oilers lead by 1 goal. And now they'll have to kill another penalty. They've had no problem in that department this evening. To boot, got a shorthanded goal. Now, in for Philadelphia. Propp won't reach this one before Huddy. Sinisalo comes in to help, and Coffey rips at it quickly, and it goes right down the ice to Hextall. He's 35 feet out. Hextall waits there, dropped the pass back, and Eklund is swinging away. Down he goes. Eklund finding a little room. Not much, but he made the play. Now at the line. Eklund set it up. Propp scores! Now, a bullet shot by Propp on a pass by Eklund.
Great passing play here, and the power play that had done nothing looks perfect on this one. This will be the 5th pass, and Brian Propp, who's done this many times before, gets a huge goal for the Flyers, and this baby's tied with 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go, and another great example of how tough foolish penalties are to kill off.
And the big cheer again for Propp. Scoring here at 13:04.
That's Brian Propp's 28th point. That's a Flyer playoff record, breaking Reggie Leach's record of 24. He's second to Messier, or tied for second with Messier in the scoring. He leads the shots on goal. He has 5 power play goals. He has 3 game-winning goals, and he's plus 11. This guy's a heck of a hockey player.
Here's Messier coming in, looking for that lead back. His low shot does not fool Hextall, who makes the stick save. And now, Flyers on the move again. Craven is up there this time, but offside is called at the Edmonton blue line. But the Flyers have a new life, and the game is tied at 2. Part of this evening, but let me tell you, folks, they're not quiet now. Here at the Spectrum. This is where they invented noise, I think, in a hockey game. And it's bubbling now. It's 2-2 on the power play goal by Propp. 6:15 remaining in the third. Anderson is nailed hard at the blue line. If the penalty wasn't bad enough, Philadelphia is scoring on it. That check shook him up a little bit. Anderson really took a hard hit. Now Curry. He's up there with Messier. Dropped into the hard-shooting Messier. But he can't make a play toward the net. Goes back to the net with it. Keegan centered it. Muni up the blue line. Keegan in again. Backhands it in front of Curry. He knocked it down, but it was tied up. Zezel getting out. He's up to center ice. Zezel in. A pass to Propp. This time doesn't work. Here's a shot. Score! Daniel ripped it. This place is going crazy.
There's 100,000 across the street at Veteran Stadium, but they're making no more noise than they had 17,000 are here. And J.J. Daniel lets the shot go from the point. He rushes to keep it in. Slaps it when it's right on the blue line. And I think that puck was tipped by Scott Mellenby to put the Flyers ahead with 5:32 to go. And Edmonton, after playing a perhaps too conservative first 12 minutes of this period, find what a lot of teams find. It's hard to get the ball back when you lose it after playing so defensively for so long. The scorer says no, Daniel shot went in clear. They may change it when they look at the replays. Nevertheless, the Flyers are winning 3-2 with 5:30 to go.
14:28 the time of that goal. Daniel from the blue line. And look at this. Poulin nearly got a breakaway. Now Sinisalo is saying, shoot! Just off the net. Poulin shot wide. Craven on it. Craven left it there to the side of the goal. What about these Philadelphia Flyers? Down, but never out.
They look completely exhausted. And they get that tying goal, and they have all found a new pair of legs.
4:55 left in the third. Philadelphia leading for the first time in the game. Anderson back to Gregg. His shot stopped by Hextall. Messier's shot. Hextall got the blocker out and nailed that one. Up to the line, walks the line, and tied up by 2 Flyers. It's swept out across the line. 4:30 left in the third. Oilers in there again. Anderson couldn't move on it. Hextall whipped it on the boards high. Sutter couldn't get it. Nielsen passes. Messier shot and blocked. Brown falling in front of that, and he gets a round of applause and a big cheer from this crowd. 4 minutes left in the third. There's Brown feeding it ahead and heading off. Outside at the blue line. And the play is called. They're going to stand again, and they're going to cheer again here at the Spectrum. Oh boy. We want Stanley. Everybody wants this cup. But only one team will get it. It might be tonight. If it is not tonight, we'll go to Edmonton to settle the issue on Sunday. And Hockey Night in Canada will be there at 8 o'clock Eastern to bring you that game coast to coast. But we have some business here yet.
And if there is a game Sunday night, take an afternoon nap. It's going to be a thriller. But Edmonton have won a few games over the years with 4 minutes to go.
From center ice. Fired back in. Kevin Lowe is back there. Lowe takes a look around. Edmonton looking rather poised and patient. They're down for the first time in the game by a goal. And up through the middle. Lowe trying to go in. He has Gretzky with him. But Philadelphia is a tough team with a lead. They poke at it. And knock it in across the line again. Edmonton trying to start the rush is Curry. Curry on with the brakes. Dumped it over in front. Oh! It was deflected, but Hextall was very quick to cover up. McCrimmon racing there against Curry. Flyers with 3:10 left. Get up to center. Sutter dogging his way to center ice. And they slap it in. Every time they shoot it in now. A big cheer goes up here at the Spectrum. 3 minutes to play. Here's a break. Sezel. Pure got a piece of it. Rebound. Another shot there. Pure covering on its eyes. 2:50 left in the third. McTavish starts to rush to center. He has Hodge taking his pass and going in. Marsh on top of it. Here comes McSorley and McTavish. They're all bumping in there now. McTavish steals it. Couldn't get out though. Puck is cleared to the line. Kept in. Into the corner. That's Gretzky centering it. He had made the right play, but nobody could get a shot. Flyers hanging on now with 2:20 left. Here's McTavish. He can't get loose. Out to the line, and it's knocked down to center. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. And it goes. Hextall cleared it out. Propp to center. 2 minutes left, and he's going in. Shoots. Nice save. Rebound. Sinicello. He had a chance for a shot, but tried to hit Propp. 1:50 to play in the third. Philadelphia hanging on now. Flyers keep coming. Gretzky in there. Anderson to the corner. He can't get away from Howe. Propp is back. Anderson steals it. Messier on the board. 1:35 left. Anderson in on the boards, and Propp bumped him. The puck comes loose and out to the line, but not out. Over it. Kept in. Now it's out. Listen to this roar. 1:20 left to play in the third. Here's Gretzky. Offside is called. We've got 1:19 left.
And Randy Gregg hurt his shoulder on a collision at the Philadelphia blue line, and he is going to the bench in a lot of pain. And they don't need to lose Gregg as well as lose the game. That won't help their chances in Game 7 should they unable be able to tie it up. And Bob, you have to admire this Philadelphia team. How many times have we thought that they're down, out, and dead, and they come back? They have more lives than a normal cat.
It seems, as I said earlier in the broadcast tonight, as if the script was written. First of all, you fall behind. And then you look at your goaltender, and Hextall sizes up the situation, and he says, just give me a moment or two. I'll stop everything they throw at me, but 2 is all I want them to get. And that's all they have. Now the Flyers have come back. They got 1, then another inside it, and here Daniel scored at 14:28 of this third, and they're leading for the first time in the game 3-2 with 1:19 left.
Well, Game 7 looks like a real possibility now. 8 o'clock Eastern time from Edmonton Sunday night. Don't miss it. It's going to be a beauty. Now here, coming up with 1:19 to go, watch for Paul Coffey in one of his patented rushes, or coming as the fourth man on a rush, or coming off the point into the slot. I think he's the most dangerous possibility the Oilers have.
I want to remind you that Hockey Night in Canada will be on the air Sunday, coast to coast, with the 7th game, if there is a 7th game. And this goal here by Dino at 14:28 of this third period makes it look as if there might be a 7th game. 1:19 left to play in the third. 3-2, Philadelphia. Dick Samuelson having a chat with Mark Howe just inside the line. Now they're in position. Fjord is about 40 feet out of the net. And he's ready to go to the bench. Should they win this draw? Messier has been winning draws all night, but not this time. It's cleared. Howe tried to dump it out. Got it down and inside the line. Tocchet going in there. Curry dropped it to the boards. Coffey with 1:05 left. Down to Curry. There goes Fjord out of the net. Hextall stopped it. Couldn't clear it out. Minute left. Center ice. Puck flipped ahead to Tocchet. He has a shot at the net. Dumped it in wide. 50 seconds left. Up near center ice. Samuelson watching Gretzky. Trying to tie him up. McSorley is in there. McSorley off the boards, and it goes into the corner. There's Samuelson on top of Gretzky again. Puck ripped over on this side with 35 seconds left. Howe sees it, and he gets it out. Got to center and then falls. And with 27 seconds left, they get a stoppage with a face-off coming up in the center ice area. Everybody is uptight now, and why not? 6th game of the Stanley Cup final. Edmonton needing a win tonight to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers, behind Hextall's goaltending, wanted to extend the series to 7, and it looks as if that's what's going to happen. And we'll be there Sunday night in Edmonton. Hockey Night in Canada will bring you that game coast to coast. It starts at 8 Eastern time.
Mike Keenan will not call a timeout because he doesn't want the Edmonton Big Five to get a rest. And you know, when you remove your goalie as a coach to try and tie a game up, it's a little like playing Russian roulette. You know you're taking a chance, but by the time you hear the explosion, some nights it's too late.
All right, 27 seconds left in the third. Daniel, the go-ahead goal at 14:28 of this third period after Propp had tied it at 13:04 on a power play. Face-off near center, and this is a biggie. This face-off. Again, Sutter wins it. Flyers dump it ahead. Shot at the empty net. Oh, just missed. 19 seconds left. They're going to have to hurry, these Oilers are. They're going to tie it. Coffey didn't see the pass. There's Hextall. He tried to hit the net, and he has to make a miraculous save on Messier. 4 seconds left, and we're going to game 7. Here in 87 Stanley Cup. They've defeated the Edmonton Oilers 3-2 with a very gutsy performance and have set the stage for Game 7. It'll be on Hockey Night in Canada, coast to coast on CBC, beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Sunday night.
And Ron Hextall, I think, Bob, was trying to score a goal by shooting it down the ice. Mark Messier jumped up and grabbed the puck, and Hextall is the luckiest man in this rink, after being the best player on the ice, that he got away with that.
He'll never do it again. You're right. He tried to shoot it down at the empty net, just to rub a little salt in the wound. But Messier knocked it down, and then had a shot at tying the game. But Hextall, the rookie, came up with a miraculous save.
Well, you hate to taint Hextall's performance because it was fabulous, but he nearly ruined his own party.
3-2 Flyers at our Stanley.
The dramatic 3-2 victory. The Molson Three Stars, number one, as you might expect, is goaltender Ron Hextall of the Flyers.
The second star also to Philadelphia, Brian Propp. And the third star this evening from the Edmonton Oilers, number 4, Kevin Lowe. The final score, 3-2. The Oilers fall in Philadelphia, and so that means the 7th and deciding game, Sunday, the final day of May. We'll have it on Hockey Night in Canada. How about Philadelphia? There were articles throughout the papers here in Philadelphia today that said, really, if you're a fan, you should be happy with what you got. They had to play 50 nights every other night, 25 games. They'll now play 26. They hold a tie for the NHL record for road victories in the playoffs with 8. If they're to get the record, they would win the Stanley Cup. To recap, the 3 stars, Hextall and Propp for Philadelphia, Kevin Lowe of the Edmonton Oilers. The final score is 3-2. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs. One of jubilation. The fans knew it was their final home game of the season, 17,222. It was the toughest ticket in town. And it was perhaps the toughest victory of the series for the Philadelphia Flyers. Ron Hextall, the goaltender, is star number 1, as he's been throughout the playoffs for Philadelphia, a staple of their success. The winning goal was scored late in the game, but what a goal it was, and we'll show you that in a little bit. But before we do that, why not share in the celebration with the number 1 star and the fellow who made all of it possible, number 27, Ron Hextall. And you wanted to say hi before you said anything. Go ahead.
I just like to say I'm a mother and father, my brother and sister, and my brother-in-law.
You're coast to coast in Canada. Explain this amazing story that's been your season of 66 games and now 25 in the playoffs.
Well, it's been a long season for me with a lot of games, but we're in the finals. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than playing hockey, and we're playing great hockey. And I thought we showed a lot of character tonight.
Is it a blur, Ron? Does it just seem to go on, and you have to pinch yourself and say, I'm amazed that I'm playing so well, but I hope it continues?
Well, it's a bit of a blur right now that we won this game. We're down 2-0 again, and we've faced a lot of adversity this year, and we've always responded. So hopefully in Game 7 we will respond.
Was there any different pressure in the wake of all the attention that came when you slashed Kent Nielsen in the other game?
Well, I really didn't worry about that. It's in the past. It happened. It happened once. It'll probably happen again by somebody. It is something that happens in the game, and I just didn't worry about it.
A story I recall reading said that you saw your grandfather's name on the Stanley Cup, and it inspired you. Do you recall the story? And if so, share it.
Well, I saw the name. It didn't really inspire me. We're out to win the Stanley Cup. It doesn't matter whose name's on there. I'm proud that my grandfather's name's on there, but hopefully I'll get mine on.
Well, you took a step in the right direction tonight. There's no doubt about that. Congratulations on being the number 1 star and a victory in Game 7 in Edmonton.
Thanks, Ron.
Ron Hextall of the Philadelphia Flyers, the game-winning goaltender. Of course, 3-2 the final score. We'll show you now the winning goal in this game, and it came, as I say, in the final minutes of the game. After a power play goal by Brian Propp, J.J. Daniel will pick up the loose puck inside the Edmonton blue line and launch a shot with Scott Melleby in front. We don't believe Melleby now deflected it, but it's tough on that replay to tell. It might have changed direction. Nonetheless, Grant Fuhr, who was also outstanding for Edmonton, didn't see it. There's the third period scoring summary. Philadelphia's Propp on the power play at 13:04, and then at 14:28, J.J. Daniel, his first of the playoffs, coming off a broken foot. He's back in the lineup for Philadelphia and contributing. The shots on goal, 32-23 in favor of Edmonton, and I guess that's part and parcel of the reason Ron Hextall is star number 1. Don?
Well, I said at the start, Hextall was the guy that did it the last game. He did it this game. I said they needed something from Messier and Anderson. They got nothing. I have to say a dumb penalty, 2-1 for the Stanley Cup in the third period. And you take a high-sticking penalty to get them back in the game. Looked like they were dying. Dumb penalty as far as I'm concerned. And Philadelphia did it here. Now Edmonton's got to do it back there. That's that simple. That's all. The crowd get behind him.
What would Glenn Sather say to his team? Clearly there was a meeting after the game because their dressing rooms are located just to the left of our studio, and players often mill about just next to the studio. They didn't tonight. They had a closed-doors affair. What would it be about?
Well, I'm sure he didn't go in and yell and holler. Nothing. You don't do that. And going in the 7th game, he said, hey, just exactly what I said. I'm sure he said the same thing. Look, at that day, they won their home game. They came back and did it. Now we're going home. We're going to win it in front of our fans. They'd probably want to do it that way anyhow. That's the way you got to look at it. You don't look at it. You don't get down or anything. Get pounding back. I hope they're chartering back, though.
Now, I know you've answered. That's a good point. I know you've answered this in a sense in your last answer, but what does Edmonton do differently in Game 7?
Oh, they don't do anything differently. Let's face it. The guy that killed them was Hextall. They had a lot of shots. They should have been up 4-0 in the first period. And the second period, they played well, too. It's just that they struck. The old story again, started back in, protect the lead. It happens every time. Dumb penalty, away we go.
And Philadelphia Flyers now get a 2-day break, and that might be the best reprieve of all.
No, that doesn't. If I'm betting my money and I'm betting a farm, I'll still bet on Edmonton all the way.
Okay, well, we are going to a 7th game for the first time since 1971 when the Montreal Canadiens met the Chicago Blackhawks. The Philadelphia Flyers will play the Edmonton Oilers. It's the top two teams in the National Hockey League. It's the Stanley Cup Final. It takes place May the 31st. That's Sunday from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. The broadcast will start at 8 o'clock Eastern. We thank you for watching this evening. From all of us at Hockey Night in Canada, good night.